While many economists are predicting a recession this year, some say the U.S. may already be experiencing what's called a rolling recession. Here to talk more about that and what it means to you and your money is money and business expert Derrick Kinney. Derrick, thanks for being with us again.
Hi, Jason. I was spending all day saving money for the Beyonce tickets. Hopefully you and I can get 2 aisle seats and really enjoy the show.
If not, we can at least just go to a movie. It's still cheaper, especially if you don't sit in those middle seats.
Right.
So let's talk about this notion of a rolling recession. I think a lot of people are familiar with what a recession is. What exactly is a rolling recession?
Yeah, so actually this was a new term on me as I do research for these segments. What this means is that people know what a recession means, which is typically 2 consecutive quarters of negative gross domestic product, kind of a measurement of how the overall economy is doing, but it's for the overall country. This rolling recession is based on certain segments of the economy. So for example, you might want to travel and you realize, my gosh, airline tickets are through the roof because oil prices are higher. So that sector of the economy may be in its own sort of private recession, while prices at the grocery store may be going down. So what the inclination is that you may see pockets of things still going up while other prices are coming down.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. So what are some ways that maybe consumers could see evidence of this? I mean, you mentioned a little bit of that there, but how are people actually impacted by this, do you think?
Well, first of all, if you make any type of big ticket purchase right now, for example, if you're going to buy a new car, even though there's competitors all over the place, you're likely going to pay top dollar unless you get a used car, maybe higher mileage, these kind of things. But also we're seeing things even with education, despite the fact that, COVID really wrecked the college market 2 years ago. College costs are near an all-time high again, so parents always want to pay more to try to give their kids the edge. But also, even though we see the price of milk and eggs going down, we see other parts of the grocery store, surprisingly, with higher prices. So the bottom line is do your research. And as I always say, don't make that impulse buy. If you feel like you need it, wait 24 hours. If you still feel like you need it, then think about buying it.
Yeah, let it percolate there somewhere in the back of your mind. It's amazing how that clarifies things. And you also say that it's good for people to prepare for this by streamlining their spending. What is the best way that you recommend streamlining spending? That sounds like it might be something that could be a challenge for some.
Yeah, bottom line, always get your favorite beverage, whether it's red wine, a nice cup of coffee. The goal is to put yourself in a good mood with your partner, your spouse, and you want to go through where are we spending money right now? Because the credit card statements do not lie. They're always truth tellers. And you want to begin to organize your highest expenses to your lowest and simply ask yourself, are we getting value for that hard-earned money we're spending, or could we save that somewhere else? And you and I have talked about this. It's always a trade-off. If I love to go to Starbucks every day, well, that means I need to save $6 a day somewhere else on something not bringing me as much joy in my life. So the bottom line is only spend your hard-earned money on things that are giving you value, and you really get a bang for your buck.
And that's where the hard part is, isn't it? To figure out what to pull back from, because we want to keep on, going forward with everything that we're buying, but you got to figure out where you're going to make the cuts to get the things that you really do want there. Also, you say that people should avoid variable rate debts because those can really eat you up. What exactly are you talking about there? We're just talking credit cards?
Yeah, so what this means to our viewers is specifically credit cards that might have a variable interest rate. In other words, if you don't pay off the balance every month, it's going to roll over to a higher interest rate, which is costing you more of your hard-earned money. But also think about, is this the time to buy the new refrigerator or to buy the new AC unit or to buy the big ticket item? Because what we know is in a rolling recession, or some people, Jason, are still pretty bent on we might see a full-on recession, and if that happens, basically everything goes on sale by about, in some cases, 5 to 10%, because companies have too much inventory, they want to unload it. So if you can wait, even waiting 30 or 60 days could save you up to $1,000 on some big ticket items right now.
Again, worth the wait there. If I'm picking up anything here, I'm picking up, take your time with these things, maybe wait some things out and it gets better, and certainly think about it for at least 24 hours to see if you really need something. Some good takeaways there, Derrick. As always, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jason.
Derrick Kinney, the author of Good Money Revolution, once again.